Welcome everybody here tonight. Everybody is staying. I'm going to ask Mr. Jim Watson again to lead us in prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you again for another opportunity to assemble here tonight. We just pray that everything that's done here tonight will be for the betterment of Ball Knob and also for its citizens. We just pray that you'd be with these councilmen as they have decisions to make and things and to discuss and talk about, and just pray again that they would make the correct decision. We just ask that you would be with them, be with us, lead, guide, and direct us in these things that I ask in your son's name. Amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to call the February meeting of the Ball Knob City Council to order. And approval of the minutes.
I so moved.
Approval of the financial report. Excuse me, you're right.
All those in favor?
I so move on the financial report.
Second.
All those in favor?
Okay. Committee reports. Ambulance.
Do you have anything, Danny, on the ambulance that you know of?
Nothing other than the lights.
You got the lights repaired?
Fire committee, Mr. Hodges.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Danny gave me a more current one.
Did you say we got the lights repaired? Yes. Boss did.
The fire department made 5 runs in the month of January. Danny's asking us for us to approve purchase of 1,200 foot of new 3-inch hose for this new truck that he's got coming. And that amounts to $5,184, and it'll come out of the fire tax money, come out of this, like he's operating on. And listen, I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Who seconded? Vince?
Vince.
All those in favor?
Third item is, he's asking for us to approve again, in-house firemen to do inspections with the businesses in town. And we'll do that at a rate of $10 per hour, up to 16 hours per week for the month of March, April, and May, for 3 months maximum. Also,
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
On the planning commission, Mr. Myers, did he make it in or did he not? I don't think he was able to make it at the doctor's appointment, so he didn't make it in. What he was going to talk about was the resolution, but basically, we'll catch that down in our new business down here.
Are we backing up the budget?
Yeah, that's good budget. Getting old, my eyes. So budget committee, Mr. Hodges.
I did not do the numbers because we only had 1 month, and I'll do it a little bit different next month. General fund, we had $954,911.16. Had receipts of $158,298. Disbursements of $168,930. Left ending bank balance of $944,278. Still have trust balance of $157,000. Street fund, we have $156,333 and had $19,111 receipts, $24,959 disbursements, left ending balance of $150,484.85 with a $24,000 trust.
Here a second. Or a motion, right, we accept that?
It's just a report.
Just report. So, back to the, planning, we'll skip over that, so, community development, Mr. Harriman.
Nothing to adjourn.
Okay. Parks and Rec, Reagan.
I handed out a, quote estimate for the, playground equipment that we're looking to purchase. There's a little bit of an error. The quote is for actually a little bit different playground. The pictures are for the one that we were interested in. It fits our age group, 2 to 5. So this quote will be a little, I advised, her name is Marty Glover, I advised her that she quoted the wrong one, but there's not much difference in it, so there might be a little bit difference in the price quote. I just need approval tonight to have the authority to go ahead and proceed and contact White River Planning, and she will. The diagrams will be done probably within a week, and she'll have those to me. And I just need the authority to go ahead and transfer that stuff to a lady, McIntyre with White River Planning, and she's ready to start processing for the grant. We're looking at the $45,000 fun park grant. That's the one we've got time to get applied for that.
You have, I'm not questioning you, do you remember how much we spent at the college park with the library?
$30-some thousand.
I was thinking it was about this number.
People I checked with, the estimates are about all the same if you get comparable stuff. The actual product itself is not really that high, but time you've got, everything's got to be ADA compatible. The carpet separate, the installation is separate, so it really runs it up. So I think they were about the best, and they're the easiest to work with. They help, and they're really ready to answer questions. And they have, Kyle is out of Little Rock, and they have worked with White River Planning, and they know all the people, so.
This is between the fields.
Yeah, we'll put between some of the people, so.
And I move to make a motion, we do that, we can proceed and start getting.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Is there a percentage like a 75-25 or a 60-40?
Not on this one, it's a fully funded,
Fully.
up to 45,000.
It'll be like a year, isn't it, before we know?
No, we'll know, but it'll probably be another year before it's built. We can, as long as we get it, the grant applied for by August, we should get an answer back and get a finalization on the grant before the end of the year, and then we can start construction at some point, probably after the first year. That's all I've got right now, except for some personnel. We'll need to go into executive session.
I've got a question for you.
Sure.
I was out at the ballpark the other day, and where do you want to put this piece?
If she sent me the right diagram, we've got enough room between the baseball field and the other field to put it. I didn't take a tape measure, but I have been down there and stepped it off and went and looked at it. And right now, unless the diagrams come back with different footages or show that we can fit it in. The only thing it is, we may have to be out of pocket. We will have to get netting to cover the whole playground.
I'm gonna say, we're about to try
Yeah, we will have to do that, so. Some of it is covered, a little bit of it, but to be, for security purposes, we will have to do the netting for that, so. that'd be an additional expense, but, and maybe we can work that in if we get the fully 100% funding grant, we can do that too.
I understood what you said a while ago, but is it like a 40 by 48, something like that? Is that about what it is? Pretty good size little.
It's pretty good size, but the way it lays out more narrow that you can fit. I mean, if you, the circumference of it would be a pretty good footage, but.
That 52 cubic yards of carpeting, is that common solid?
Yeah. They use, they suggested engineered wood. Tammy Cloris, the elementary principal, had recommended rubber mulch, but they didn't recognize, I mean, they didn't recommend that for ours, so. I don't know.
So the carpet instead, is that what you're saying? The carpet, like the carpet instead of.
Well, they're calling it carpet, but it's actually a mulch. It's soft.
Thank you. Police committee. We've already made on that, so police committee.
We had 1,898 calls for service, 1,007 security checks, 220 traffic stops, 109 citations, 78 warrants served, 44 community service people, 3 felony cases filed, 30 misdemeanor cases filed, 78 prohibitioners, 6 registered sex offenders, and 6 registered sex offenders home visits. You have anything with it?
Yes, sir. I'd like to introduce J.R. Taggett, which is Jared, J.R. Sharp. He's one of our newest ones. Let him stand up and say a little bit about himself real quick. You missed our other guy. He's actually on the transport right now. He missed the first meeting due to training, and then the second meeting he was out of pocket. And he was supposed to be here tonight as well, so anyways, he had to abandon ship. So this is J.R.
I'm JR. Good evening, everyone. I'm originally from Texas. My home is in Pangburn. Been in Arkansas for about 8 years. Married 18 years. Work on that every day. I don't know what else to tell you guys, really. It's just a pleasure to be serving the city of Baldwin.
You've been working in Jeffersonian.
Kansas, yes.
Hey,
Well, thank you.
Okay. Street and alley. Smith.
The only thing I have is, Mr. Rutherford's got his probation in, and, we was looking to get him a raise and get him bumped up after his probation. And I'll be let Larry kind of go over that with you, what he's been doing and what he's got to do.
He's been running backhoes, helping operate the boom truck some. It's 90 days again. I'd like to see him get bumped up to $10 an hour if at all possible.
Well, you should have first.
What is he now?
9.
How long has it been there?
Yeah. 4 more days, we'll have 4 months in.
I move we give him a raise.
The dollar,
Up to 10, whatever.
the dollar,
Whatever Larry asked for.
It did not, when that minimum wage didn't go up, it did not prorate to that, on that, the 9 something.
if, yeah, he is at 925, isn't he?
You want to go to 10 is what you're asking.
So that's 75 cents.
It's 75 cents.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
That's all I got, unless Larry has something else.
All I have right now.
Okay. The airport committee, Mr. Rutherford.
Okay, I talked to Jed the other day and he had given me some estimates to have the airport resealed or some cracks filled in one, is that right?
One is to fill the cracks, the other is to seal coat it, and the third is to overlay it completely.
And then the crack fill is $5,000. And to completely seal coat it is $18,750.
But you didn't have one to resurface it?
Huh?
That's 18,750, isn't it?
To recoat it, and then there's one for asphalt for $111,375.
I knew you hadn't got deep enough in your pocket to get it
And this,
resurfaced.
Jed, this will be a complete overlay for 18, or the 100?
No, that's, the 18,000 is for a seal coat.
Okay, the 111,000 is to completely
Yeah,
redo
that's
all.
to each overlay.
Be like from here to Jackson.
And I think those prices are good for maybe March or April this year.
Okay,
Is the 5,000 added in that 18, Jim, for filling the cracks, or is that separate?
I think that's separate. I'll find out for sure.
Who's the bid from?
Cox paving.
We're gonna have to do something because, we've got cracks down there that you can put your hand down in 4 fingers wide. We're gonna lose what we've got if we don't maintain it.
That's seal, you talking about chip seal?
No,
Just a seal coat.
Seal coat? Sorry.
So we'll be looking at a 5,000 and then 18,750 just to fill the cracks in the ceiling. We need to deal with that tonight, or?
I wouldn't think we would now, we had taken bids on it, but that's not about 20,000, it would be the areas all together.
Refer it to the airport committee again, or
Let's table it to the next meeting,
okay.
we'll be sure.
I don't think they'll be able to do it like here in cold weather.
Okay.
That's all I know. Jed, do you have anything?
Not unless Dave or Gary has.
Right now, I'm trying to get lights for the beacon. The manufacturer, the bulbs for the beacon is not producing them. So the beacon is not lit right now. I'm looking at buying some lights from a generic warehouse that burn out like every 6 weeks or convert it over to LEDs. The LED conversion is like $600, so I'm trying to see what's gonna happen with the lights right now.
That again, we refer to the airport committee and decide about, get a recommendation on which to go and start advertising bids, right? Okay, buildings and grounds, Mr. Fryer.
Don't have anything right now, Mr. Chuck,
We, since you referred to Mr. Chuck, he is compiling a list, I didn't say that a while ago, of, called a hot list of properties that need to be addressed, really. And, he's driving around town, we've got other people that are driving around town, helping us, assist in making a hot list of the ones that need our attention. Most, like the one we've got for our resolution, is one of them. So, but we are working on this. What I want everybody to realize, we are working on, cleaning up this town. So, personnel. Okay.
We'll have to do this time here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Water and Sewer Committee.
I've got a few things. I'd like to start with field operator Blaine Skaggs, completed and passed his list of one course. received his license, and they usually come with a 25% raise. I'd like to request that we receive that.
You fill out a thing? You fill out a review?
I always do reviews when they.
I so moved them.
All those in favor?
Also about the pump, at the airport lift station that's out. Pre-council meeting, I requested that we get a new one because we have, put a lot of money in that old one. It's just not required. Once they run it overheats, it, sets off the thermal sensors and, therefore it trips off the other pumps. Johnny, asked that I get, if we did go with the one I requested from, Jack Collar Engineering, how soon they can get it here. Well, they do have one in stock right now, and they said they can get it here within a week. Now, as far as the installation part of it, he was unable to get back with me today on that, but they do have one in the warehouse that they could get here within a week.
That makes me feel better if it's one that's normally stocked somewhere.
Right. Well, this is like I said, Jack Collar Engineering Incorporated out of Little Rock. It's kind of close. It's kind of close. I figured you know.
Did you come up with a true price on it?
Well, just with the quote that I got here is who we've been working with, and this is Steve Cooper from the company, and we got a price of the 17 horse, 435 impeller. It was 17,862, and they told us just probably pretty much out of 6,000 on that for installation. And we're running it with the stand and everything.
17 plus 6?
17,862 plus 6, yes. Rounded about up to 24.
235.
Yeah, we'll need to get a resolution passed declaring an emergency to do that. But I'll move that we do that and get it because the rainy season, is going to be upon us.
We're overworking those other two.
I'll second.
Also, I have not heard back about the rotating assembly from the Country Club lift station. You know, it's hard to say. They got to pressure test it, they got to clean it, they got to go through all the seals and everything. I've done one before. That was when it really overheated. It was around 1,300. It's hard to say what this one's going to be. It may be less, maybe a little more. So it's kind of hard to vote for y'all to vote on that. I know.
Who's going to do that?
That is Tim Carver out of Memphis. And as soon as they get back with me on that, I can get with the members on the water board.
And that's the one. That's one of two.
One of two in the lift station.
I move that we allow up to $1,700.
Okay.
You know, if it's any more than that, you get back with us.
Okay, sure will.
Do I have a second on that motion? All those in favor? Now, I think we need to move back. I don't,
Yeah, you had a second. didn't
yeah,
get a
but
vote.
we didn't ever vote on that motion. Yeah.
We had a motion in a second.
All those in favor?
All right, a question for Andy. Did you, we were discussing at pre-council, the need for a camera system. Did you get any more?
I didn't. I had to work on a leak today. I didn't really get to jump into that like I wanted to today. All I still got is the one from ICM. I could look around, but it's going to be very key to what I was going to bring up next with the cap that I presenting to y'all for the council, which is corrective action plan the ADQ is requiring us to have. As soon as y'all get to that and review it, and that way we can present it to ADQ, they'll let us know if they're okay with it or what adjustments we need to make. As long as we give them some, they're going to be happy. Knowing that we're working on it, but like I said, we're 2 months in on this, so I wait for the engineers to put this together. The sooner the better. but the camera will be key to getting this started.
If they accept our.
If they accept it, I mean, that's why I say, I'd like to get something in so they'll know, we'll kind of gauge where they're at, and they know where we're at. And that way we go from there.
So on that, before we consider anything like that, we need to wait till we go to them with this.
Well, as soon as y'all approve that what the engineer put together for you, and Paul and I have, sat down with him and kind of come up with some things, we can have the engineer present it to them, then they can either say, you know, set up a meeting for us.
You need approval on that tonight?
To push this to them, to introduce it to them, I'd like to.
Since we've already discussed it pre-council, I move we approve our corrective action plan.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Does, rural water, do they get into that?
We could,
I'm just asking, because if somebody's already been burned, they'll remember who burned them.
right.
And maybe talk to Cersei, because I'm knowing my own mind, I've heard those guys talk about Cersei's. And find out if they use apples or androids.
Okay, I can look into that, I can call them up and find out, and get a little bit more on that. This is new to me, so we're all kind of learning as we go, kind of taking the lead from ADQ on what we should do and what route, so I'll look into that. I'll call.
Normally, they don't recommend a brand,
Right,
because they work for everybody's.
Right.
And they won't tell you, well, don't get this brand, but the guys in the next town, if they've been burned, they'll tell you.
okay. Yeah.
The boss may not tell you, but the guys that's got up in the middle of the night or whatever,
Yeah.
they'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it. And, I guess I could bring up the bid, I was gonna wait till the new bids, since I'm already speaking. The open bids, for the wastewater, plant, you know, with the grant. Like I said, first advertisement was, Sunday. What they do, they put it out in the Sunday paper, and they put it out in, where's that at? Oh, it's like magazines and stuff, you know, like World War magazines and everything. And that'll also be coming up, I don't know where I wrote all that out, down there. Covered it up. We got another ad coming out, the 17th, which will be on Sunday, to come out in the paper, the trade magazines. We'll have on-site bids out at the wastewater plant, February 19th. And, open bids will be held here at the courtroom at 11 o'clock in the morning on February 26th. But like I said, that'll be advertised again on the 17th. So hopefully we'll have, a few choices and have them battle out on bids on that.
Has anybody contacted you about information on it?
Not yet. Like I said, the first advertisement was yesterday, so, we're hoping to get more as the week goes along. And that's all I have now.
Appreciate you doing all that extra work, I know it took a lot of time. Okay, any old business, it's not on here, so we'll roll right into the new business. Would you like to read it this time?
Resolution number R19-01. A resolution in accordance with ordinance number 201, declaring a nuisance, providing a lien on property and for other purposes. Whereas on May the 2nd, 1983, the City Council, the City of Baltimore, Black County, Arkansas, passed ordinance number 201, which is an ordinance providing for the condemnation and removal of houses, buildings, or structures constituting a nuisance within the corporate limits, providing for a penalty therefore and for other purposes. And whereas a motion has been made by the City Council of the City of Baltimore, Arkansas, that the property described as parcel number 003-000-661-000, Block 3, lots 3 through 6 of the Holford Edition, be declared to constitute a nuisance as provided in said ordinance number 201 for the following reasons. The annexed portion of the former church building was destroyed by fire and needs to be cleared and hauled away. The sanctuary portion, which has damage from leaks in the roof and being vacant for over 5 years, should be repaired to a healthy, usable state or torn down as well. And whereas the City Council of the City of Bald Knob, pursuant to ordinance number 201, has the right to condemn any house, building, or structure which constitutes a nuisance. Now therefore be it hereby resolved as follows. The property as described above and belonging to Mr. and Mrs. Clovis Height is hereby declared to be a nuisance in accordance with ordinance number 201 of the City Council of the City of Bald Knob, Arkansas. Item 2, a true certified copy of this resolution shall be mailed to the owners of the above described property in accordance with said ordinance, and if the nuisances are not abated within 30 days, the city will take action available to it in accordance with the remaining provisions of ordinance number 201. At the same time as the true or certified copy of this resolution is mailed to the owners of the above described property, a copy of this resolution shall be posted at a conspicuous place in the house, building, or structure constituting the nuisance. If the whereabouts or address of said owners is not known, the posting of the copy of this resolution will suffice as notice as provided by ordinance number 201. Number 4, it has been determined that this resolution is necessary and is vital to the health, welfare, and safety of the public. Therefore, an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved. This 4th day of February 2019. I move that we accept the reading of resolution number R-1901 as read.
Second.
All those in favor?
I move that we accept the emergency clause for ordinance number R-19-01.
Excellent.
Excuse me, resolution.
All those in favor?
Resolution.
Okay, Mr. Myers and I will be delivering this resolution to give notice to the Heights in the next few days. And after those 30 days, I want everybody to understand the process is what I'm explaining to you. After that 30 days, they will be given another notice is what it amounts to. And then at that time, the city will have the choice. We'll vote on it again on which action to take. Does that sound like the proper way to go about that?
One thing we'll have to do is get to the courthouse and make them understand that's not a church.
Right, that for
They
sure.
don't pay, they don't pay no taxes on
Right.
the period, so if we put a lien on it, when it sells, we can't get them.
You're totally right, but we're gonna try to do that before that 30 days. Yeah, you're totally right. We're on top of it now. And I want everybody to realize that I did get an approval from Mr. Joe Fayro today. If the city end up having, hauled, he will let us put it over there on his property.
We
So
have,
he will take
we have
quite a bit.
advised the tax assessor, it is not a church, it's been removed. So,
If they need any proof on it, Mary Lou, we got, when the water was turned off in 2011.
right.
they removed it and turned it on.
We have photos of it.
Ask Chuck tomorrow on the records and see if it's,
We'll do
we
that.
can do that, see if it's been cleared.
Okay, that's very important to everybody because this is gonna be the start of how we're gonna have to handle a lot of properties in this town that, will go by the wayside and just kind of clean up. Probation raise for Cheryl Whitfield, and
I talked to Miss Joyce a while ago, I guess since I'm over, personnel, and, she wasn't for sure, she has the evaluation form, it's in her handwriting. She's not very proud of that, but she'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that okay? Get it to him tomorrow.
Okay.
But she is
Get Tammy,
raised.
yeah.
Okay.
And did we have a number?
Normally it's what, is it 50 cents?
Okay. I'll make the motion that we grant the 50-cent raise after tomorrow.
Second.
Who seconded that? Billy? All those in favor?
Okay, Mr. Cliff Woodard spoke last, at our pre-council meeting on, the Brown Street. Did you have anything else, George? Okay. It has been taken under advisement, and, Brown Street is on our street improvement, that, Mayor Calhoun did submit last year. And, so it's already been looked into, and, it will have to have some special, improvements made besides just the overlay, but that's part of the deal here. So,
What kind of deal?
I'm gonna say it would be part of the,
I mean, what are we looking at in width? It's 22
well,
feet
it says
now.
it's 20, and it does need to go to 22. I mean, that's what we're gonna have to, these hadn't been put out have been put out for bid yet, right? Because we haven't received the grant.
That's correct. This was a proposal that we had to submit to accommodate for the grant, hopefully.
And what I was talking about there, and I just talked about a while ago, there are some problems with some roots and, some drainage issues.
I think we probably need to go to the state or somebody. I was gonna measure the highway today and I did not. But,
It's 20 right here.
but we need to see, 8 foot's normal width, maximum width, without a permit.
I don't know, we've got other 22 feet,
I mean, the permit, your truck.
okay. That is exactly what it is 8 feet. Anything over 8 feet, we have to get a permit.
Well, now we had some trucks that come to the plant there, 8.5. So I think they changed that. But anyway, that's still way shy of 20.
Under that state grant, all they'll do is open, they won't do no.
I know, as I read that in there. They don't build new streets.
The overlays won't be right, if they will not, they will be widening or nothing.
So it would be up to us
Yeah,
as a
we
city
have to
to
do
do it beforehand. That's something we need to submit to our, street highway committee.
But we need to find out if the state says, ever who's in charge of buses and schools and cities and whatever else, if they say that 20 needs to be 22, if they say it needs to be more, then we gotta go back to the property owners, because they've lived there for 25 years, and they think that's where their property ends. So we're gonna have to pacify them.
Somewhat, yeah. Now, are you telling me that you're not sure that it is 20 feet, or is this just saying
Larry
it's overlay
measured
is 20 feet?
Larry measured the streets.
Okay, so it is
This is the
20
length,
feet. That's what I
this is
thought.
the width.
Okay. Right.
And they don't honor anything less than 18 when in Alvin. And I think we had 1 or 2 that was 16.
Small ones, yeah.
But another thing, and I walked, yesterday was pretty, I walked quite a bit yesterday, I didn't nowhere near Tuckertown. And we've got a lot of areas where the grass is taken over from the ditch into the edge of the street. And we had Mr. Cox about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, take his little grader, shave all that back off. And you really got more blacktop than you realize. You don't have an enormous amount, but you do have blacktop. The grass is overtaken. Will our little blade on the back of our Kubota clean that?
It'll do some of it.
Find one of these, well, these two would be a good one to try. Go down the edge of it and see what's there and see what kind of job it does.
We need spread in the
Well, it's got dirt it's, you know, it's not just grass, it's dirt, it's blown over from all the traffic.
But you'll see about doing that then.
If nothing else, do one of them, and let's see if it's there, or what problems we'll have. Thank you for Alvin, because I forgot that, but there were some stipulations in there, but did you find that, report where Beth submitted it? Did you find that, Mark?
No, I haven't seen it, but, Larry just told me.
He just got that before, I mean, he didn't find the form. I'll go back and see if I copied.
I just got it.
Well, I mean, there's about 4 or 6 more pages and we'll get that.
Okay.
I'll see if I copied that.
Okay, I'll get with, Beth after the meeting, you're here, and see if she knew right where it was, it might still be exactly right there. How about that? Okay.
Thank you, Beth.
Yes.
You'll have to find it for us. Mary says my filing system doesn't work.
Okay. Ball Knob School water bill at the sports complex, have y'all,
I'll make the motion, then we pay it.
Second.
What was the amount again?
35, 51, 77.
Whoop, one at a time.
Andy, did we get a word back from the oil contract?
I have not, heard from them back, I didn't get a chance to call them, I'll make myself a note, go ahead and call them first thing in the morning. Tractor contract with Plumber, he's gonna look through his notes and get back with us, so, I'll let you know from my office manager while I'm at, school from Hill. But we'll get a hold of him and find out one way or the other.
Well, I mean,
I'm pretty sure that was in the bid to the school.
we need to find where that's at.
Yeah.
If the school didn't pay it.
With my understanding, that was in the bid, so, it's probably, the plumber's responsibility to do that, or the contractor.
Construction manager.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he was on site, remember his trailer there, so, I'll get on that tomorrow.
Okay.
But you know who's gonna pay for the next?
Before it gets put in, it'll get paid
Yeah.
for. There was something, we were trying to think, I got my field operators, there was something up with that, like they needed it in for some reason, and, just went from there.
It was Black Friday.
It must have been, we tried our best to remember what the situation was.
Randy, didn't the plumber get handed the bill?
I remember that.
And do a lot of extra excavating
Yeah.
to get to that line. That might have been something, once they got to it, they was gonna go back in and rework all that hole.
Yeah, I remember them putting in the setter as well, and I'm not sure if they wanted to, make sure what pressure, maybe press, I don't know, there was something there, I got so much going on, I couldn't remember everything, but it was really deep.
Randy didn't understand you, didn't the plumber get that bill? When the bill handed to him, they put
From what my office manager said, somebody from Duff Construction come up there and pick that up.
Okay, I have a motion, and who made the second? David? All those in favor? Now, we're gonna write the school a check for this $3,500.
Water company is.
So now, the bills that I paid, do they stay the same at the ballpark? Mine, what I do didn't change?
No.
No.
Corrective action. Okay, we're good on that then. On the Collison property, this is where I had asked the, council to give me approval to, pursue negotiations with the, Collison family about the property, not to make a deal, just to look into it further. To have the motion just giving me authority to do that.
I'll be honest with you, I looked at, or I did, Chuck did, looked today, and the evaluation of that at the tax office is somewhat less than what it is.
I got a copy of that. That will be what I'll be going to do, especially with that now. But I need to see what they're willing to, the best shot that they're willing to give us on it, and then come back to y'all with it is what it amounts to. And then
We don't have a problem with that.
pursue it or drop it. But I think it's,
I won't object to you pursuing it, but if in the event that you want to sell it, I'd want a plan. Yeah, we get I would
well,
want a plan.
that's what we'll be, looking into it further.
So I'll make a motion then that we allow bars to, see what they will take for the property. That's all 4 pieces on
All
bars.
the property to investigate. And we may, when we look into it.
With no commitments.
No commitments.
Okay.
That's understood.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? David, are you a no?
Okay, next item is additions to our councils, committees rather, not councils, but committee members. Right now, I'll try to make this real simple and efficient. We'll start with the airport. Dennis Rutherford is the chair, Jed Strickland is on there, David Preppin is on there. We're gonna put Gary Biddle on there, we're gonna put J.P. Preppin on there, that will make 5. I think that's fine. Well, we talked about putting him on there, but see, I want Jimmy down here on the water and sewer. So it's up to the council to approve, but those are the ones that I have nominated. See, that's what it amounts to. I'm nominating those 5 to be on there. I'm not putting Jimmy Hobbs on there because I want him down here in the water and sewer. He's very valuable to us on that one. Dennis Rutherford, Jed Strickland, David Preppin, Gary Biddle, and J.P. Preppin.
The 2 David Preppin.
It's two
Yeah,
days.
well, it is the 2, and I put an H there instead of changing it. You're right. There's actually 6 on there. Do I hear a motion to accept that? Dennis Rutherford? Got a
I'll
motion?
second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Is that unanimous? It's hard for me to see. Next one is community development. We have agreed to keep that one. No, that's not the one we're gonna keep. But I don't really have anybody that I have nominated to be on there because I haven't been able to talk to Doug Stelly. Right now, we've got Alvin Harriman, Chairman, David Smith, and Billy Fagan. You all want to just keep that one like we've got it right now? Is that
So
okay?
moved.
Okay. Fire. Vote.
All those in favor?
Fire, we've all agreed, I think, to keep it the same.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Okay, on street and alley, we all agreed to keep those the same. David Smith, Chair, Johnny Hodges, and Alvin Harriman.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Okay. On the animal shelter, I know that's under the police committee. Could we look at maybe the animal shelter being its own department? If not today, in the near future, would anybody have a problem with that?
We may make a call.
With the animal shelter, it's under the police department, but
They write the tickets and they enforce it. You better have somebody in it.
you're right, because there will have to be some tickets written. You're
Somebody's
right
gonna have
about
to
that.
present them to the judge.
Okay. We'll let it stay as that then.
Can we, before we go any further on these, could we, since this is roundabout personnel, could we go into executive session? before we come back out in.
Hey, we're gonna have to go into executive session anyway, if you want to make a motion, we'll do that.
I move that we go to executive session.
Are we gonna complete animal shelter before you go, or after you come back?
I'd say if we come back.
I'll second.
Who seconded?
Shouldn't take us too long. Order, and I want to take just a minute and recognize Representative Craig Christensen for giving us a flag that flew over the state capitol. The next one, we bought one the other day because it was looking pretty ragged, but we'll have another one. We appreciate him doing that. His son brought this stuff. Okay. On these committees, we have met and determined that the animal shelter, because of them being a part of the police committee, will be considered a subcommittee. Everybody already realized it wasn't going to be a voting thing because the committees are not voting anyway. They would just report to the council. And so we've made a subcommittee of the animal shelter, which changes nothing. I want y'all to realize that nothing changed. And I want to ask that these subcommittees meet on the same night as our planning commission. What night is that going to be?
Second Tuesday of every month.
The second Tuesday of every month. We just changed the date of that today.
6 o'clock.
And I don't know if we've got the newspaper lady here, Shay, tonight, but that, we're giving a public notice to everybody with the Facebook video right now, that it will be with the Planning Commission meeting on the second Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m., which will be the Animal Shelter Subcommittee and the Park and Recreation Subcommittee, and then the Water and Sewer Subcommittee. All three of those are subcommittees. Now, on the Animal Shelter, I have nominated Deborah Altum, Anita Bradford, Tricia Kempson, Regina Gooden, and Lindsay Watson. I think everybody, that we discussed it, and everybody was good about receiving those nominations, and they've been approved, and since they're subcommittees. On the Parks and Recreation Subcommittee, we've added John Falwell, Casey Hutchison, and Michael Womack, and I think all three of those have accepted those nominations. And on the Water and Sewer subcommittees, we're adding Tammy Herman and Jimmy Hobbs, and I think everybody is okay with that. So, we also discussed the action that we took was we discussed about the Parks and Recreation Director. We had the guidelines, and we had 3 resumes, submitted. And at this time, I'm going to let the Park and Recreation Chairman, Mr. Billy Fagan, make any recommendations further.
In the application resumes that we fielded and discussed, the committee came to the decision that we are going to offer Mr. Gary Vest the job as Parks and Recreation Director for 2019. Everybody pretty much knows Gary. He was a teacher here for many years. He was a coach here. He has been a Parks Director before in Carlisle. And he has also indicated that he can write grants. So we will make him this offer. And he has indicated that he will accept the position.
And the potential grant writing ability was taken into giving a lot of credentials for that.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Parks and Recreation's recommendation.
Yes, do it.
Second.
All those in favor? That's Vince, you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's unanimous.
Okay, we've blown that. So, McClellan Consulting engineers, a wastewater treatment plant. Andy, could you go into a little more detail on that?
I think we already discussed
I mean,
it.
is there anything else needed? We discussed this up above.
No, not right now.
So we're good. That's basically, we discussed everything at one time, is what it amounts to. I just want to clarify.
What were the dates on that again? I got, well, that's all right, I got it at home. I got it staying on it.
Well, they're gonna advertise, again on the 17th.
Yeah, I read it yesterday in the paper, and I felt safe.
Does the
Open bids.
planning committee need to be approved for?
No.
No.
It's a commission, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when is the bid opening on that, do you remember?
We'll have on-site bids out of wastewater plant, on the 19th.
It is 19, okay.
And, open bids will be here in the courtroom at 11 a.m. on February 26th.
Okay. Okay, and, the proposal to change the wastewater department billing to envelope to add the newsletter, I have tabled that indefinitely right now. We're still looking into it at a later time, but it's gonna be tabled indefinitely until we bring it up again. So, you ready to approve the bills?
I move we pay the street fund payables in the amount of $8,985.54.
Second.
All those in favor?
I move we pay the general fund payables in the amount of $45,080.23.
Second.
All those in favor?
I move we pay the water and sewer payables in the amount of $120,395.76.
Who seconded that, Vince? All those in favor? Mark, something's been brought to my attention while y'all were in the executive session, and I'm also, as you can see right now, I'm having a problem with it. The audience can't hear the council and yourself.
That's a secret.
And some of them would like lapel, men to wear lapel mics.
With some type of mic, either lapel or.
Whatever,
or,
that
you know,
they can
this
hear.
mics. However, we've had them before, but they're just not functional, right?
Never
have. Okay, I thought we had, and you said no. Okay, that was it.
I don't remember, I've never worn one.
Okay, well, you've been here, so,
It would be, I mean, lapel mics we would go into, you'd have to have 6 receivers and.
we just need we need a microphone system is what we need. There's really, yeah, down the string.
Divine sound, maybe?
Yeah. Fix this up. Yeah. Do I hear a motion to let Divine Sound, make us look into spring news, agendas, whatever how you want to say it? Yeah, get it estimate, yeah.
So, did someone make a motion to that effect, or?
Just looking at getting Divine Sound to make an estimate. Second.
I have a second. All those in favor?
When you go to the bathroom, make sure you turn it off.
Done now. We appreciate everybody sticking with us through the executive session. We're gonna have, public comments. Speak one at a time, please. And first we'll limit the comments to anything that's on our agenda. And then we'll look at going in past that. So do we have any comments that are on the agenda that relate to the agenda? Seeing none, do we have any public comments about anything that's not on the agenda?
I so move.
Meeting is adjourned. Appreciate everybody coming.